What up, YouTube? Thief here, coming in hot with yet another Fortnite video. This video is specifically going to be on Mythic Survivors and how they work. But before we get into the Mythic Survivors, I wanted to do a little house cleaning from one of my prior videos. In the prior video where I talked about your survivors and your squads and how to level your home base fast, I did put out not some wrong information, but some conflicting information. So we will go to these research tiers. I was working on research tier 3 in that prior video, and I said that you should take this path to the survivors. All right, it takes 7 nodes to get to the survivor from here. I found a shorter path. All right, math is hard, so instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. Just take this short path, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So that's pretty much the only correction that I have for that prior video, but there is a faster way to get to the survivors if you would like. So just keep that in mind. Now, Mythic Survivors. The last couple weeks, we've had a couple of troll truck llamas and some super people llamas. Mythic Survivors are very likely to drop in, or you're very likely to get Mythic Survivors from these super people llamas and these troll truck llamas. So, if you have Mythic Survivors, early game, it is imperative that you match the personalities, and I'm going to show you why. For the Mythic Survivors, you have when you match personalities, it gives an 8-point buff to the card. So let's go to my squad. You can see I have a Mythic Survivor in this squad, and all of these cards are buffed. When I take it out, all right, and I don't match personalities, all right, all these cards go down. So this is a card 68. We'll just go 35. 35 is easy. So I put this guy back in. It's going to buff me up 8. Now, it is important that you match personality for Mythic Survivors, because if you do not match personality, there is a penalty, and it is a 2-point or 2-card penalty, or 2-level penalty. So we'll go back to one of these prior squads. I got 2 Mythic Survivors from the last couple weeks, my close assault squad and my EMT squad. So you can see, we'll take this card out. This card is just a base epic card. It starts off at 15, all right? If I put her in slot, she's buffed up to 23, which is an 8-point gain. But if I put something with a conflicting personality or a non-matching personality in slot, there's a penalty of 2. Now, late game, this is not going to hit you so hard, but if you're just starting off and you only have a few cards in slot and you want to get that Mythic Survivor in slot, it is imperative that you match that personality, because it's actually going to be it's going to work against you if those personalities are not matching. So if at all possible, match the personality to the Mythic Survivor, because this is going to ensure that all of your cards are buffed and you're not getting penalized. So what I found out the past couple weeks is, if you have an epic lead survivor and you match personality, it buffs the card for your legendary lead survivors. If you match the personality, it buffs the card 5. So it is important that you match these personalities. However, the epic and the legendaries, there's no penalty for not matching personalities. So you have to pay close attention to your personalities, because if you level a card, it might very well be better to put a lower card in with a matching personality, in order that you don't take that penalty of 2. So it's a penalty of 2, and then it's a buff of 8. So that's 10 points into the card. So you have to pay close attention. If you put that Mythic in slot, it might hurt you more than it helps you, especially early game when you haven't leveled your cards up that much. But these Mythic personalities, these Mythic cards, once you get that Mythic survivor in slot, that Mythic lead survivor in slot, You take that, there's no better card, all right? That Mythic Survivor should last you for the rest of the time you play the game, unless Epic comes out with something that's better than a Mythic Survivor. I don't see that happening. I just started playing the game, so I don't know. But as we speak, the Mythic Survivor is the best thing that you are going to get for that slot. So essentially, it is BIS. So once you get that Mythic Survivor in slot, every resource that you have should go into that card because you know you're going to keep that card forever. So also with the Mythic Survivor, I've got this card right here, this legendary card. I'm going to pump not only all of my resource into my Mythic Survivor, but this legendary Survivor. Nothing is going to get better than that, save for what's it called? A set bonus. But the set bonuses, like I said, don't worry about that till end game. This is very minute buffs that you will receive from those set bonuses. You're talking about percentages of percentages when it comes down to a stat-based program. So concentrate on those Mythic Survivors. Once you get them in slot, every resource that you have, every drop of rain, every bottle of lightning, and every Survivor XP should go into that Mythic Survivor as a priority. And once again, ensure that you're matching personality, because this Mythic Survivor is going to offer a 8-card increase or a 2-card decrease if you don't match personalities. So ensure that you're matching those personalities. That about does it for Mythic Survivors. Once again, I wanted to put out this information as I learned it because I just got Mythic Survivor, so I didn't know how the card worked. Playing around with the card, I'm like, oh wow, that's a penalty, so I wanted to put this information out to you guys. For future videos, in the near future, I am going to talk about classes, all right? I've got a couple of comments on some of the prior videos talking about I flamed this class and that class. When I flame a class, don't take it personally. It's not a personal attack on the class. I've been talking to a few people on some of the comments in there. I'm what they call a utility player. At end game in this game, when I'm level capped and I have nothing else to put into survivors, I'm going to have a few of each classes that I'm going to play on a regular basis. I'm going to play Constructor. I'm going to play, Outlander if it gets better, because just Outlanders are in a shit position right now. So when I say something about a class, don't take it personally, all right? I'm not attacking the class because, I'm just trying to be an asshole. I'm attacking the class because I want Epic to buff the class. And Outlanders are just in a bad place right now. And we'll talk about this in a future video. I'm going to do one about the Soldier, one about the Ninja, one about the Constructor, and one about the Outlander. And specifically the Constructor and the Outlanders, not so much on the Constructor, but the Outlander definitely needs some love. So if you've got some comment to say, hey, why do you think, Outlanders are shit, ask me and I'll tell you. And I can offer, legitimate feedback on why the Outlander is in a bad place right now and what needs to happen to make the Outlander better. So once again, don't take it personally. It's not a personal attack on a class that you really like to play. I play Power Tech in SWTOR, and it's a really shitty DPS class. I just got decent at it, so I got used to people, flaming me about, Power Tech's got shitty DPS in some cases. So, like I said, don't take it personally. That about sums it up. This is Mythic Survivors. If you guys have any suggestions on what I should do in future videos, I'm kind of shooting from the hip and I don't know. So if you've got something that you want to see, just let me know. Hit me up in some of the comments and say, hey, Thief, do a video on this, and I'll definitely do it. But my next couple of videos are going to be class specific, and we're going to talk about, all of the classes, what I think is the best, what I like playing, what I think they can improve on the Constructor and the Outlander class. So once again, TC Thief, mash that sub button. Appreciate all you guys' support.